Hello, good morning. Welcome back to our channel. Many people assume retirement accounts are limited to stocks, bonds, and mutual funds because that is what most banks and brokerage firms offer. What often goes unnoticed is that the IRS does not limit IRAs to only those asset types. Instead, many of the limitations people experience come from the financial institution holding the account. In this video, we're taking a closer look at self-directed IRAs. We'll explain what makes an IRA self-directed, what types of investments may be available, and what responsibilities come with having more control over retirement assets. This presentation is educational only and is intended to help you understand how these accounts work under existing IRA rules. So, what does self-directed mean? A self-directed IRA is still an IRA. It follows the same IRS rules as any other traditional Roth, SEP, simple, solo K IRA. Contribution limits are the same, distribution rules are the same, and the tax treatment does not change simply because an account is self-directed. What does change is investment choice. In a typical IRA, the financial institution decides what investments are available on its platform. In a self-directed IRA, the account holder directs the transactions. You identify the investment, complete your own research, and submit instructions to the custodian or administrator to process the transaction on behalf of the IRA. At Mountain West IRA, our role is custodial and administrative. We don't evaluate investments. We don't provide guidance on what assets should be selected. The account holder remains responsible for all investment decisions. Self-direction does not change the rules of an IRA. It expands what you can choose to invest in, provided the investment is permitted under IRS guidelines. So, one of the most notable features of a self-directed IRA is access to alternative assets. These are investments that are not commonly available through traditional brokerage accounts. Real estate is one example, very common example. Self-directed IRAs may hold residential property, commercial buildings, raw land, or real estate notes. The IRA must be the owner of the property. All expenses must be paid by the IRA, and all income must return to the IRA. Personal use of IRA-owned property is not permitted. Precious metals may also be held within a self-directed IRA when they meet IRS fineness standards and are stored at an approved depository. These assets are held in physical form, but must follow specific custody requirements. Private placements allow IRAs to participate in privately offered investments that are not publicly traded. These often involve additional documentation and ongoing reporting. Promissory notes, also pretty popular. Promissory notes allow the IRA to act as a lender and receive payments based on the terms of that note. Cryptocurrency introduces digital assets into a retirement account when held through approved structures that meet custodial and reporting standards. Private stock. Private stock allows an IRA to own shares in privately held companies, including early stage or closely held businesses, not publicly traded. Each asset type operates under its own set of rules, and understanding those rules is a key part of self-direction. So always remember, educate yourself. So let's talk about that for a minute. There is a role when it comes to personal knowledge. Self-directed IRAs place decision-making responsibility with you, the account holder. This means individuals may rely on their own knowledge, experience, and research rather than default investment menus. Some people have deep familiarity with real estate. Others understand private businesses, lending, or emerging technologies. A self-directed IRA provides a framework that allows retirement funds to be invested in areas the account holder already understands. At Mountain West IRA, we focus on education. We explain how transactions are processed, what documentation is required, and what IRS rules apply. We do not provide recommendations or opinions on specific investments. The account holder conducts due diligence and makes the final determination whether an investment fits within their retirement strategy. So it's very important to understand IRS rules. While investment choices expand, IRS rules remain strict. Certain transactions are prohibited regardless of asset type. Self-directed IRAs cannot engage in transactions with disqualified persons. This generally includes the account holder, their spouse, parents, children, entities they control, including spouses of parents, children, grandchildren, etc. IRA assets must be titled in the name of the IRA. The IRA is the owner. You are the owner of the IRA. All expenses related to those assets must be paid from IRA funds, and all income must be returned to the IRA. Personal benefit from IRA-owned assets is not allowed. Failure to follow these rules can result in significant tax consequences, including disqualification of the IRA. Understanding these boundaries is a fundamental part of self-directed retirement accounts. If you didn't understand any of that, check out the other videos on our channel because we cover most of this. If there's anything you want to see, leave a note in the comments and we'll make sure to get something out there recorded for you or even reach out and answer your question personally. So let's talk about administration and record keeping. Self-directed IRAs involve more administrative steps than traditional brokerage accounts. That's why your big brokerage accounts aren't going to handle self-directed IRAs. They don't have the platform for it. They would much rather do 99% of what they do through computers. Each transaction requires documentation, proper titling, and accurate record keeping. Some assets require additional valuations to support IRS reporting. Mountain West IRA handles custodial processing, record maintenance, and required reporting. The account holder provides direction and supporting documentation for each transaction. This structure requires engagement and organization, but it also offers transparency into how retirement assets are held and managed. Self-direction allows retirement accounts to hold a mix of asset types. Lots of diversification, but you still got to stay with that structure. Some accounts include alternative assets alongside traditional investments. Each asset behaves differently and carries its own characteristics, costs, and considerations. Diversification within a self-directed IRA does not remove risk. It allows exposure to different types of assets based on how the account holder chooses to structure the portfolio. Understanding how each asset functions within an IRA is essential to maintaining compliance and accurate reporting. So let's talk about who self-direction tends to appeal to. Self-directed IRAs often appeal to individuals who want an active role in their retirement planning, who are comfortable learning and following IRS rules. This includes real estate professionals, business owners, and those with specialized industry experience. Others prefer a more hands-off approach and traditional investment platforms. Self-direction is one option among many and is not required for effective retirement planning, but it does include the diversification that you might be looking for. A self-directed IRA operates under the same IRS framework as any other IRA. The difference lies in investment access and decision-making responsibility. The custodian administers the account while the account holder directs the transactions. At Mountain West IRA, our focus is education and administration. We help individuals understand how self-directed IRAs work, what options exist, and what rules apply, so they can make informed decisions based on their own knowledge and circumstances. Don't forget to check in with your CPA, financial advisor, or your attorney to make sure that what you are focusing on aligns with your overall retirement goals. Thank you for watching, and remember that understanding your retirement account options starts with education. Don't forget to like and share if you found this helpful. If you have any questions at all, please leave a comment. If there's any information that you need or that you want us to cover, go ahead and include that too, because we read all the comments. Thank you so much, and you have a fantastic day. Bye.